Hello guys, in the last video we have seen speed. In this video we are going to see velocity. Now before speed we had been discussing about distance and displacement, right? Now let us have comparison of velocity with respect to speed, which we discussed in the last video. Okay, my speed is rate of change of distance covered by the body. That means it is the distance covered divided by the total time taken. Correct. In velocity it is rate of change of displacement, so that is the displacement upon time. So I'll write here velocity is, or I'll just define it as rate of change of displacement. Correct. Now displacement is a vector quantity, so obviously velocity is going to be a vector quantity. The reason is we are interested in displacement in given direction. Okay, now with an example I'll be elaborating more about the difference between speed and velocity. Okay, now I'm at point A and I move to point B here, and from B I move to point C here. Okay, now distance from A to B, as we had taken in an example before, this is 500 meter. From B to C it is 1200 meter, and then obviously my final displacement, distance between A and C is going to be 1300. So A to B and B to C, and finally I am reaching from A to C. Okay, and this happens to be 1300 meter. Okay, now from A to B, for covering that distance of 500 meter, I am taking A to B. The time taken is, let us say, for 500 meter, how much time would it take? Would it be about 2 minutes? Okay, B to C, it's 1200. B to C I am going to cover in, let us say, 3 minutes. Okay, what's the time taken for reaching from A to C? So obviously A to C total time is 2 plus 3, that is 5 minutes. Correct. Now what is the total distance traveled? Total distance traveled is 500 plus 1200. Total distance that I actually walked. Length of my path is 500 plus 1200. So length of path or distance is equal to 1700 and how much time am I taking for that? I am taking 5 minutes. So speed is equal to distance upon time, that is 1700 upon 5 here. So that is equal to 340 meter per second. A meter per minute it is, not second. And if you want to find speed in meter per second, then you just have to divide by 60. So that would be speed in meter per second here. That was about speed, because here we are taking the actual distance walked, actual distance that I covered by walking. Okay, but then what is the end result? My end result is I started from A and reached C. Correct. So my displacement is 1300 meter, which we calculated by Pythagoras. 1300 meter. And what is the total time that I took? I took 5 minutes for that. Okay, so my velocity is equal to displacement upon time, and that would be 1300 upon 5 minutes is the total time taken, and that would be how much? It would be 260 meter per minute. Now here you can see my velocity has got a smaller magnitude than my speed. What is the reason? Because see, I walked longer, but then my displacement is smaller. Correct. So obviously, if I think of speed, my speed may be greater, but velocity in this case is going to be smaller than that. Okay. Again, you might recollect I had said in my last lecture that my speed will always be positive. It can be 0 or positive. My velocity can be positive or negative or 0. Correct. My velocity will generally be smaller than my speed. Okay, or then it would be equal to that. Okay, in the next video we are going to talk about the types of velocities, and then we will be doing a couple of numericals in that. Thank you so much.